Imagine this, you're finally moving out of your parents' house, or maybe you're just looking to move for a new home in general, and now you're faced with the question of whether you should rent an apartment or buy a house. You have some savings, but you're not sure if you're willing to drop all of that on a down payment, but at the same time you've heard that renting an apartment is a waste. Being that I work in property management, I see different situations from different people. In choosing a home, you must consider your options. In this presentation, I'll tell you about some of the benefits of renting an apartment and offer some tips on finding an apartment. So first, we're going to go over some of the benefits. The biggest one is probably that it's maintenance-free living. You can do something which is putting in work orders, and what that means is the maintenance team will come out and fix whatever you need at no cost to you. This is helpful because most places even have 24-hour emergency maintenance, which is helpful if, I don't know, it's the middle of summer and your AC goes out at 2 o'clock in the morning, which brings me to my next point, that maintenance can be expensive. Living in an apartment, as I said, you don't have to pay for anything. This is helpful in situations where if an appliance breaks, you don't have to pay $1,000 to replace your washer because the apartment will just do it for you. Another benefit is that it's a lower cost moving in. A lot of places will have you just pay your first and last month's rent and your deposit option moving in, or more other places will have you just pay your prorated rent and your deposit. So this is helpful if, say, you move in on the 13th of a month, you only have to pay from the 13th till the end of the month and plus your deposit, as opposed to putting down a deposit, doing closing costs, all the fees associated with purchasing a home. Apartment leases can be short or long-term. This is helpful if you're in the process of buying a home or if you don't want to make the 30-year commitment of a mortgage. It's also helpful if you kind of want to move around a little bit, you don't know exactly where you want to stay for a long time. And apartments tend to offer different types of programs. For instance, some will offer credit building services, which obviously you need pretty good credit to purchase a home. And some even have home buying programs. So they'll set you up with a realtor for free, they can answer any of your questions. Sometimes they can get money off of your moving costs, off closing costs. So it's very beneficial to the residents. Another benefit will be that renter's insurance is a lot cheaper than homeowner's insurance. According to the Independent Insurance Agents and Brokers of America, the average person pays $12 a month for renter's insurance. On the other hand, the average cost of homeowner's insurance is anywhere between $25 and $80 per month. Lastly, a benefit of apartments is that you can use their amenities. Most of the time, it's at no cost to you, so this is helpful in instances where if you like going to the gym, you won't have to pay for a gym membership because sometimes those can range from $10 to $80 to $100, so it will definitely take some money off of your monthly costs. And another one, people love pools. Having a house with a pool is nice. Also, maintaining a pool is very expensive. Water bills, cleaning the pool, paying for chemicals to keep it clean, but you don't have to worry about any of that because maintenance takes care of all of it for you. Now, I'm going to talk about some tips on how to find an apartment. You first need to figure out what you want versus what you need. For instance, if it's just you moving into the apartment, do you really need a 2-bedroom or can you stick with a 1-bedroom? Budgeting comes into this as apartments are pretty pricey. You need to include utilities with that since most times rent does not cover it. And a lot of times apartments have an income requirement, but you don't want to be just on the cusp of your requirement because you don't want all of your income going towards just your rent. Lastly, you should just apply. Figure out where you fall on the credit scale because if you're barely going to get accepted at an apartment, your chances for qualifying for a house are probably going to be kind of slim. In choosing a home, you must consider your options. There are several benefits to renting an apartment, such as a lower moving cost, maintenance-free living, and lower insurance. Determining what you want versus what you need, budgeting, and figuring out where you are on the credit scale will help make your move easy, and getting an apartment will be a better alternative to purchasing a home.